Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here. I don't know if you realize it, January is National Meat Month. So in honor of that, I'm going to do two meat dishes today. Now, the first one I'm going to do is a Mexican inspired meat dish. So in my pot, we're going to put a little olive oil and we're going to get in onion, garlic. I have a couple of bell peppers. Now I'm using red and yellow today. Remember, you could use any one that you like. But this is one of those dishes that, you know, the flavors you put in, that's the flavors that's going to come out of it. So for this dish, I'm using ground meat. As a matter of fact, both dishes today, I'm going to use ground meat in them. So I want this to saute just a little bit, because this is one of the things where there's going to be rice to cook in here, so I don't need to saute our vegetables too long. So I want to get our beef in. Now, let's get our meat broken up in our pot. And now I made homemade taco seasoning. So take a look at this. You know, you can buy taco seasoning, but basically what this is chili powder, a little bit of white pepper, a little bit of salt, a little bit of oregano, a little bit of granulated onion, a little bit of granulated garlic, a little cumin, okay? That's what I have in here. This is like a homemade taco seasoning, and that's what we're gonna season this with. So I just want to get our meat starting to get broken up and cooked. Then we'll get our seasoning in. Now, I know this is National Meat Month, but if you don't eat meat, of course, substitute. Do this with anything that you like. Use a vegetable in it, because the most important thing are the flavors. That onion, the celery, the bell peppers, the flavor from the taco seasoning. So you can adjust this. If you're not a beef eater, use turkey, all right? Or use ground chicken if you want, okay? There's also the ground tofu products that you can use. So let's go ahead. We'll get a couple of tablespoons of our seasoning. All right. Now, tomato sauce with some green chilies. We're going to get in some black beans. Let's get this stirred in. I'll get our rice in. And once I get our rice stirred in, we'll just go ahead and get in. I'm using beef stock. So let's get our beef stock in. Now, what I want to do here, I'm going to bring this to a boil, then I'm going to cover it. And I'm going to cover it and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. I want all of these flavors to get absorbed into that rice. So, when we come back, this will be on the simmer, and I'll start working on our next meat dish for National Meat Day. All right, we'll see in a little bit. Hi guys, welcome back. This time, we're gonna work on an Asian beef bowl. So I have my pan real hot, a little olive oil. Let's throw in a little onion and garlic. We're gonna get our beef in. And just like before, we want to start breaking this up. Now I'm using a wok pan for this. You can use a wok pan, you can use a regular pan if you have it. The neat thing about wok pans is that you can heat them up pretty high and they cook fairly quick. Now, let me show you the sauce we're gonna put in our meat. So what I have here, I have oyster sauce. I have a little soy sauce. This is mirin with a little sesame oil in it, and a touch of sugar and white pepper. Mirin, if you aren't familiar with it, is like a Chinese rice wine. And in a lot of the Asian dishes, it gives it a sweetness. So that's what mirin is. It's a Chinese rice wine that brings sweetness to it. Now, depending, when I eat a hamburger, I like a hamburger medium. With this type of dish, I want to cook my meat where it's not red anymore, where it's brown all the way through, but at the same time, I don't need it totally cooked to where it's totally browned off, all right? Remember, again, it's to a personal taste. And yes, there's a lot of garlic in here. I did more garlic than the recipe calls for, just for the simple fact that I love garlic. So you can see that our meat has pretty much, for the most part, lost all of its pinkness. All right, so like I said, I don't want it to get browned off. So let's get our sauce in. Now, this is where the flavor comes from. You notice I didn't put any seasoning in yet. This is where that flavor is going to come from, okay? So I'm gonna let this cook down. Basically, I'm gonna cook this long enough for this sauce pretty much to reduce. We'll go in with a little bit of green onion. You can see our other dish is simmering there. This is just about done. So I'm gonna let this cook just a tad longer, and then I'll show you how we're going to serve this. So when we come back, we'll be ready to plate up. Can't wait to show you. We'll see you in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back. Let me show you how we can finish this off. Now, I did this in a pot. Our Mexican beef, I did it in a pot, but you could do this in a baking dish and run it in the oven. If you do it in a skillet, you could do that same thing. But here, let's finish it off. A little bit of cilantro. The other thing I have, a little cheese. Now, the cheese, of course, you could pop your skillet in the oven. We could set this pot in the oven, or we could just let it melt from the natural heat. Matter of fact, here, let's go ahead and cover it. There will be enough heat to start to get that cheese melted. In our Asian beef, I'm gonna do a little bit of sesame seed to get this stirred in. Now, here I'm gonna serve this over rice, because here, this is our Asian beef rice bowl. Oh, doesn't this look good? All right. Here, let's finish this off. A little bit of green onion, a little more sesame seeds right on the top. For our other dish, and what's nice is this is really, if you get home from work and you want to start this, go ahead and do it to where you can put it in the oven, because that way you can go ahead, take a shower, and get ready for the evening of watching television, sitting down, relaxing. So here we can finish this off. Just a touch more cilantro, I should say. If you have parsley, you can use parsley. How about a little cheese? And how about a dollop of sour cream right on the top of this? Now, you know what I wish I had, and I don't. I wish I had a little avocado, because I tell you what, I think with the Mexican beef dish, a little avocado with that would be absolutely fantastic. The other nice thing with this, sure, we could eat this just like this, but I tell you what, get some tortilla chips. This could almost be like a warm dip, and I think really the kids would like that. I don't know, I'm a big kid. I think I would like that. On this one, on our Asian flavor, something I like to do sometimes with a dish like this, I like to take a little bit of sesame oil, not much. Sesame oil is really, really strong. And just put a few drops of sesame oil right over the top, all right? But I tell you, try this to celebrate National Meat Month, all right? We did it with ground meat. Try it with whatever meat you like. You can do it with ground chicken, do it with ground turkey. Make it however you need to do it. But I really have to say, this is such a versatile dish that you can do it so many different ways. Matter of fact, this Asian one we did, take this same flavor. Take a steak, freeze it for just a little bit, cut it really, really thin, and do the exact same thing with strips of steak, all right? Matter of fact, you could do that same thing. Take a flat steak, slice it, and do it the Mexican version. So I tell you what, celebrate National Meat Month, have yourself a nice bowl of meat, get you some chips with that one, get you just a big spoon with that one, and go right to it. All right, I thank you so much for cooking with me today. Keep washing those hands, keep massing up, staying safe. For WWL, I'm Chef Kevin Belton, and we'll see you soon.